back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Today we're going to learn how to make this simple and cute little Christmas candy wrapper inspired wreath. And what we're going to use to make this wreath is a Dollar Tree colander. Yep, that's what this is underneath. So stay tuned and let's make one together. So on this wreath we're going to use white mesh instead of the red. Since I've already made one red, I thought why not give a white roll a try since the colander is white. It will be easier to hide. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my colander and I'm going to set it to the side. I'm going to roll out some of my 21-inch mesh, and I'm not even going to cut it yet. And I'm just going to gather it in my hand here. And really, you can get this mesh at any of your local craft stores should have it. So what I'm going to do is this lid, or this handle I should say, is going to be my guide. So I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to run it through, as you can see right there, just kind of the side. So like the end of where this handle is where we're going to start. And I'm going to try to keep my zip ties kind of in this section. So all I did was I put a zip tie, run it through there and run it back out, and we're going to zip tie on the underside of this colander. So we're just going to take this and we're going to get started. I'm going to take my wire cutters and just clip that off. And then I'm going to take what I have here and I'm just going to kind of grab it and kind of make it kind of tight here. So that's what I'm wanting to do, and I'm just going to simply go over and around the colander. I'm going to take another zip tie, and on the opposite end I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run my zip tie through the perfect spot that the colander has, and I'm going to attach it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over so you can kind of see. So you kind of see what I did. So I attached it to the underside here, and then we ran it across and did this side. So if you look here, you've got it on the underside here and on the underside there. So now we're just going to go the opposite way. I'm going to pull some more together here, and I'm going to kind of twist it too. And this is a little cumbersome to deal with this big roll, but I'm not really sure how you get around that unless you wanted to just cut these in like, I would say 24-inch lengths of mesh if you wanted to do that. So I'm going to put my zip tie right beside the one that we already put in when we first started. And then just clip it. So basically all we're going to do is we're just going to keep doing this process, and if it's easier for you just to cut these in strips of about 24 inches, if you'd rather do that, you could do that too. I know it's a little bit of a mess here to say the least. It's just, we're just kind of wrestling with this. So let me, you know what, I'm going to cut this off and kind of show you, because we can just make another cut. So all I'm going to do is take another zip tie and just run it through. So you're just going to keep doing the same process until you have the whole colander or drainer or whatever or strainer or whatever you want to call it completely covered. So I will come back when I have this whole colander covered. So I'm going to keep going back and forth until we end on this side with this end. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have gone back and forth, as you can see, on the whole colander. And so what I like to do at this point is I like to kind of look, and I will take my mesh and I'll just go over it like once or twice more, just to make sure that we're covering any gaps that the mesh might leave open. So you're just gonna basically find a spot to put another zip tie in. And really, you know, you can't really see any of this, so it doesn't really matter where you find a spot. I'm not being able to see what I'm doing right now, but I can feel it. So that's all that matters, is that I get that zip tie in the right way to connect it. And then I think I'll go around it like one more time, just to make sure we have a nice covering on this whole, you know, wrapped piece of candy look that we're going for. And yes, deco mesh is so much fun to work with. It's very stiff, or at least this one is. I got this from Craft Outlet, so it's pretty stiff deco mesh. Okay, and I think that's all I'm gonna need. So I've cut 2 pieces of deco mesh at about 28 inches a piece. And because I don't want any frayed edges or any edges that are going to be available to the elements, because it will fray, I'm going to just fold this all over. So I'm going to fold one in this way, okay? And this kind of gives us a little bit of a poofier look, I guess is what I would say. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm just going to fold it over one more time, okay? So when I fold it over here is when I'm going to just gather the edges like so. So that will give us that little end of your candy wrapper. So all I'm going to do is take my pipe cleaner here, and I'm just going to twist it really good. And we're going to do that one more time. So just open it up. This is the curled side up. And I'm just folding both ends in. Going to meet in the middle there. One's a little bit more than the other. It's okay. And then I'm going to fold this over. And deco mesh can be very tricky to deal with, but you can do it. I'm just going to, oops, I'm going to put my hand right here. I'm going to just bend it over, okay? And then we're just going to gather it. And we'll have the end of our candy. So now, how are we going to put this together? I'm going to take my candy center, I'm going to flip it over, and where the handles would be is where we're going to attach this, okay? You see that? So really you could do it either way. I think I'm going to try it. Let's see. I'm going to do it this way. I don't know. The way that this is laying, doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you get it connected there. So you can either take a zip tie, or you could even take another, take the actual pipe cleaner. Here, I'm just going to move this out of the way. I'm going to run this through, and it's just going through the layers of my mesh. Okay, so it likes to be difficult. There we go. I'm just going to bend it through, and I'm going to attach it. And I'm just going to put the other one on now. And we want to do the opposite. So now we're going to put the bows on the ends of our candy wrappers. I'm just going to use this red ribbon that I have. If you haven't been to Costco or Sam's Club at Christmas time, and usually in the fall time, they put in these great rolls of ribbon. They're like 50 yards a piece, and they're like $7 or $8. So I mean, it's such a value. And if you're like me, this will last me several years. I won't use it all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 1.5 yards, a length of a ribbon. Doesn't have to be exact, but let's just cut 2 of these. And then that way you know you've got enough ribbon to put on here. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to prep. I have these little ornaments, and you don't have to use these, but Dollar Tree does sell little ornaments like this. These are just some that I had, and I'm just simply going to run a pipe cleaner through 3 of them. And the reason why I'm doing it is just going to add a little bit of whimsy to the wreath, and this reminds me of candy. I don't know why. It's just like a candy cane or those peppermint candies that we used to eat as kids. But so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm just going to twist it so that it's ready to be the, instead of a wire, we'll use this to hold our ribbon together. So I'm just going to take my ribbon here, and I'm going to make 1 loop, and I'm going to have a tail at the end. And if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen me do a ribbon like this before. So I'm just going to gather it. So I have a tail here, and I just gather it. I've got about a 4-inch loop here. So I want to do this about the same. Let me see here. Got about 4 inches. Yeah, I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. And then I'm going to make another loop. And I'm going to make sure that it's about the same. And then I'm going to come and I'm gathering and twisting, and I'm going to make another loop right here. So when I do that, I'm going to take my little ornamental piece that we just did, and I'm just going to attach it. So, I don't know if I like this ribbon. Okay. You're just going to play with it until you get the look you want. Okay? So I'm going to just cut the ends of my ribbon here. And I'm just going to take and I'm going to wrap around that piece that we've already attached to the colander itself. And I'm just going to twist this in the back here. And that will give us 1 loop. And I know a piece of candy doesn't come with these little bulbs on it, and you don't have to do that. Get your bow maker if you have like a pro bow or something, and make something really fabulous if you want. But I'm just trying to show you how just simply put, you could get Dollar Tree ribbon and Dollar Tree ornaments, and you can make this work. So I'm just going to make 1 more ribbon, and I'll come right back. That's the finished product. And what I wanted to show you is that it's very simple to do, very easy to do, and you don't need to be a wreath crafting pro to make a wreath this Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. It encourages me to make more videos for you. And if there's something that you'd like me to do in the future, video-wise and ideas, please leave them in the comments below, and I will look forward to reading your comments. So, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time on Julie's Wreath Boutique.